I'm Andy Jenkinson, caravan industry expert. Welcome to my channel. Hello and welcome to 2022, and thank you for everybody that's been subscribing, and also for the people actually have been getting in touch with me over the Christmas period on various reviews I've put up, and I'm glad to say they've all been positive. Now today I'm at Northwestern Caravans. I'm at Cheadle in Cheshire, and I've been out in the snow. As you can see, I'm wet through, I'm losing my voice. I've been really out there for about an hour or so, my feet are soaking wet through. But what I wanted to do was do a video on the Caretta by Calypso. Now Calypso is a UK branded name for this range of tourers, and these are actually made in Turkey. They've been made in Turkey since about 1976. The company's been going. Now I've never heard of them, and I'm sure most of you watching this will not have heard of them either, but they're bringing them in from Turkey, and it's sort of aimed at, really, what I would say is the couple or small family who don't want to be lugging a great big thing around with them. They don't want anything overly expensive. They want it fairly basic, because all they want to do is come in here, eat, sleep, and maybe do a little bit of relaxing. But apart from that, they're not going to be sat here all the time. So they're going to be people who've been going, getting out and about. Now I'm looking at the Caretta 4, which is obviously a 4-berth. Now this comes in at a shade under, well, shade under 19.5 grand. Actually, it's 19,259. Now this is classed as a 2021 model, but I'm sure, I'm pretty sure that the 2022s have got very little difference in these at all. So this is brand new. It's up for sale, of course, and it follows the layout, really, which has been around for many years, and some of the Weinsberg videos you've seen, this layout, and this layout, as I say, was a layout that was very popular amongst British caravan manufacturers and caravanners. So dinette at the front here, what would have been a one-time rear, but dinette at the back, but now there's fixed bunks, and a centre kitchen, centre washroom, and also wardrobe. Now I'm going to take you around for a tour of this. Now don't be expecting loads of bells and whistles, because it isn't aimed at that, as I've said to you before. This is a caravan that if you want to put a heating system in, then you can get your dealer to retrofit it for you when maybe you can afford it, or you think the time's right. Myself, I'd be quite happy to put one of those little electric fan heaters in here, because this 2 kilowatts up would soon warm this van up, believe me. So anyway, without further ado, and I'm sorry, I'm wet through. Let's have a little tour around, because it is a little tour. You've seen the exterior on the beginning of the video, and yeah, it is quite unusual. Caravan, basically, for people who don't want to go caravan all year round. They just want, as I say, maybe people just don't want to be in a tent, want something a bit solid around them, don't want to tow anything big, only got a small tow car, because I think that loaded up, this is 750 kilos. But anyway, I'll put the details on as normal towards the end of the video. Let's get on with this review. Right, now I'm going to start off literally at the front end of the van. Now what you notice is it has got a smallish window at the front there, but what they have done, they have actually made it wider than what you normally find on a Continental Tourer. And this actually, considering the size of the caravan, is quite a sizable lounge area. Now the lighting, all the lighting is richly around the side, so there's no central lighting in the ceiling, which is rather a shame, because I think a central light it does need. But anyway, you could retrofit that, I suppose, at some stage. But what you will notice is there's a curtain there. There's one curtain, and next here too. There's no fire screens or blinds on here at all, and the windows slide open, and these are glass. Something a bit different there. The front one, of course, is a plastic window, and that does open as normal. And again, it's the same on this side window too. And again, it's lighting underneath the pelmets here. Now, storage wise, you get this up here is a little bit of a baskety type of netting effect to stop anything dropping off. And you can put quite a few bulky items up there. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. Now, actually, sorry, just looking through the windows I'm doing this review. He's probably going to come and have a look now. Maybe. No, he's not. But anyway, let's get back to the review. I've been sat down here before, and the cushions are very thin, but to be quite honest, I wouldn't really expect anything else, to be quite honest, because it is very lightweight tourer. And of course, underneath here they are plywood, and there's actually a little onboard water tank there. That's how you get to it. There's not enough room there, I don't think, to get to much to that with that hatch there. I think it could do with being bigger. And it's the same on this side too. Now there's one main socket down here, and what you will notice is actually no heating in. Again, that's something you can retrofit after. It reminds me of Sprite back in the 70s, early 60s, when they used to sort of make a basic caravan that you could add things up to later on when you could either afford them or wanted them. Now, making this up as a double bed, the table here, which is a sturdy old table, fits down into these slats, and these cushions then go across, and that makes your double bed. And it's a sizable double bed too. Now, I think, as I say, 4 adults could sit around here without any problem, but you're going to be here with the kids probably, or maybe just a couple who want to take the grandkids with them. And to keep this separate at night, there's a curtain here that separates it all, so yeah, you can keep it private. Right, let's take you to the kitchen area, because that's quite interesting. Right, now this is, as I say, an interesting spot, because I'm just getting myself sort of organised here. Big old basin there, cold water supply only, and again we're down to these glass windows here that slide across. In fact, I'm just going to open that up actually, let a bit of air through. And again, for covering this up, you do have a built-in blind like that. and a built-in fly screen like that. Now it's a shame actually the front windows don't do the same. Just looking at them now, no they don't. Anyway, when it comes to the cooker, there's no grill of course, and you do only get the one burner. So anybody who's into camping will recognise these sort of features. Now, the kitchen area isn't very big, but they have fitted a good sized extension on there, and it is a good size. So, yeah, bit of workspace, nothing much, but then again, we're in a small tourer. And lighting wise, now look, what they've done is they've opted for this sort of red lighting, which I think they'd have been better keeping it clear, because I would think this will be still fairly dimly lit of an evening. Up here of course you've got your storage here. Again, it's fairly limited, but hey, you know. But what I'm quite surprised at is they've put a decent old midi hike in here, which they could have probably got away with putting a cheaper roof vent in there to keep the costs down. But anyway, they haven't. And what else have we got? Well, you got some good storage here, and also some here. Now the cupboards are quite thin, but I'll tell you something, this does still feel very sturdy and very solidly built. Let's get back to this, and again, if we have to stop, we have to stop. So just handy drawer there, more cupboard storage here, and pretty good, to be quite honest. Again, we've got to remember this is a small tourer. Now when it comes to the fridge, that's been fitted opposite, and you won't notice that name because it says Riedel on there. Now this apparently works off 12 volt, and also it works off mains. It's a really decent sized fridge, to be quite honest with you. Very good size. Now of course that does mean, with putting that there, the wardrobe is here, so you are going to be fairly limited to be able to hang anything up at all, but you've got lots of storage there. They may have been better putting the fridge down the bottom actually, and keeping the wardrobe bit up here. I think that would have been a better idea. Oops. Oh, that's better. So all in all, it's not a bad little kitchen area at all. Quite neat actually. Quite a bit of decent floor area. I'll have a look at the washroom. Right, now we go into the washroom here, and this is I'd say it's a massive washroom for the size of the caravan. Maybe it's too big, maybe it could have got away with making a smaller one, but this is great. Look at the size of that basin. You've got a decent mirror here, you've got some storage there, and again you've got a mini hikey at the top here. Again, we've gone to that red mood light, and again I'm not sure if that's a good idea. And you also have the Thetford electric flush in there, and you've got some storage here too, which is quite good. But all in all, it is a decent sized washroom. There's no window in there, but that's, you can get away with that, as I say, with that midi hikey roof vent in there, to be quite honest with you. But it really is sizable. And if you want to shower, well, you can't, because there's obviously no hot water. Again, that is something you would have to look at and ask the dealer if you want to do that sort of thing. I personally think people who get this van will be using really the site showers. They're not going to be using this as a shower. It is a bit of an area to go and wash, and also emergency toilet. So let's just leave that. And you've got this nice little bit of padding here. You've got these things here to hooks here to stick your coats on. But at the back here, you've got some fixed bunk beds. And to be quite honest, I was looking at those before, and they're pretty sturdy old thing. Nice little pouches down the bottom end there. Good headroom here as well. And a decent light. Now I think those lights will be far better fitted in the rest of the van, to be quite honest. Say again, you've got the sliding window there, which is pretty good. Little curtain. You've got another bunk bed, and again they've put the red light there. Again, I think really the clear light would be better. And again, it's basically the same as the upper bunk, and of course you've got the ladder there. You can just see around the corner. There's also a main socket down here. And one thing missing in the kitchen area, there is no main socket. You can also access the bedding underneath there with the lock, with the access flaps, or use this and go from the top. But it really is a neat little Tourer, to be quite honest. I just wish that a UK manufacturer could come up with something like this. You don't get a stable door, it is a one-piece door, but again I quite like these handy little pouch type things here. And this is your mains control panel for your lights, etc., and your battery, so it's easy access when you come in. There's an awning light on this as well, the standard, and all in all it's not a bad little van at all. Right, well, what do I think? Well, it is what it is. It doesn't try to hide any facts. It's anything glorified at all. You know, it is a very basic Tourer. It's lightweight, but as I said, if you're a camper, this could be quite good. This could be ideal. This could be a step up into caravanning. Price-wise, yeah, it's not bad. It's you know, we're getting up to nearly £20,000. I think if it was a couple of grand cheaper, or there was a few extras in for that money, then maybe that would be, how can I put it, better for some people. But it's quite spacious. Okay, I know there's only me in here, but I think even a couple of people in here, you know, once you're sat down and that, you could have a meal here quite nicely. And I just think really this is quite good in the fact that it just has that appeal to people who don't want to lumber around a large Tourer. And also at the end of the day, we've got things like the Swift base cam, but from the UK manufacturer, but we could do something with like this. I still maintain that. At one time British manufacturers used to make lots of Tourers like in this sort of vogue, but these days they don't. They sort of concentrate on the higher end stuff, and while there is a market for that, of course, there is a market, I think, growing for this. And I think for the new breed electric cars, where a lot of them won't be able to tow, some of them will be able to tow, it'll be something like this that they can probably just about scrape with. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to look at another, I'm going to review another one of these Tourers actually, which is smaller than this and very lightweight. Soaking wet through. I shall bid you farewell. I've got a stinker out my mouth. It's really cold. Yeah, not a bad little van at all. Whew. Anyway, I'll see you on the next review. Please keep subscribing and please keep your comments coming. Thanks very much.